Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I actually got sick on Thanksgiving and I missed Thanksgiving dinner. Can you believe it? I did. I've just had a cold. Let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is day 7, and I'm feeling pretty good for the most part. I just have a little bit of a cough, but I contribute the quick recovery to the mineral rich, wonderfully tasting and nutritious healing drinks that I've been leaning on that are in my new ebook, Healing Drinks for Mom. If you are a mom, if you know a mom, if you're just a human being, even. I mean, it's called Healing Drinks for Mom because I work with moms. That's what I do in my coaching. I help people who are postpartum, who have families, and who are trying to get their spark back, get their health back. But anybody can benefit from the book because the recipes are timeless, the advice is timeless, and there's a lot offered in this small guide that I made. The details of that are in the description of this video. You can check that out. And I will just say that, again, as I have had this cold, I have really been hitting the green juice hard, the herbal teas, and the golden milk recipe that's in the book. That has been incredible for reducing inflammation and helping my belly and my overall immune system. The tea, as far as herbal teas, I've really been leaning on the ones with echinacea and elderberry. So those are fantastic for when you're sick. Put some raw honey in there, get the minerals, get the sweetness, and it's great for your throat and everything. So the healing drinks are awesome for any season of life, but especially for women who have kids and they need that extra nourishment. Moms love to have their coffee, right? We love to have our hot drinks. I have some hot tea right here. We really lean on those things for comfort, for energy. But what happens a lot of times is that we are drinking, unknowingly, we are drinking a lot of mold or chemicals, or maybe we're not putting the right things, like in our coffee we have hidden chemicals, hidden sugars. These things are going to disrupt digestion, and they're really just going to screw up our overall health and vitality in the way that we feel. We want to feel our best as we're going into the holiday season. So this guide really takes you step by step through just simplifying what ingredients you really need. Do you have to go buy the big thing of the creamer? Do you really want to be doing that for your coffee? I know that it's tasty, but my gosh, there are so many things in those creamers that are going to screw things up with your belly, your immune system, your hormones, and your overall health. There's much simpler options that you can just quickly do at home. And I have some other advice in there on things like juice cleanses or just supplementing your diet with juices to keep your nutrition up and up, and help you feel well and feel energized. So just something to share in addition to that, postpartum is when I started to experience the very negative health symptoms that I had. So I have 3 children, and when I had my oldest child, I didn't quite understand what I was getting into. I didn't understand things like nutrient density. Like, no one talked to me about nutrient density of food or micronutrients or the importance of minerals, the importance of, not just, making sure to have enough to eat, since I had a C-section. I needed to recover from that, plus the normal birth stuff. It was a traumatic birth. I was breastfeeding. I knew I needed to eat a lot, drink a lot, but the quality and actually what I needed, I didn't know that. I didn't understand that yet. So what happened was I was eating a lot of empty foods and drinks that weren't really giving me anything. And I was also doing other stuff like with caffeine, with alcohol that was disrupting my digestion, bringing down my nutritional stores, and setting me on this path for hypothyroidism and for depletion of my hormones. Basically, when my oldest was like a year and a half old, I went to an endocrinologist. I started to see a hormone specialist, and they made it very clear to me that I would not be able to have any more children because I didn't have any hormones. So that didn't make sense to me. I was only 30, and I thought, 30's still pretty young. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So there has to be something I can do. And in fact, there was something I could do. I just needed to build my nutritional stores back up. And the drinks was a big component of that because as a new mom, I found a lot of comfort in my cup in the morning or in the afternoon when I needed a pick-me-up. And then in the evening, I liked to have a glass of wine or a drink of some type. And it was just relaxing, and it was like something that I liked to do to have that downtime. And I didn't think anything of it. So I just didn't realize what I was doing with these little actions every day and how it was ultimately affecting my hormones and my overall health. So aside from the physical stuff, with postpartum, something that I don't think we talk about enough is the support and, the love and the feeling of being nourished while you're nourishing this tiny human being who you love so much, and you're so vigilant about taking care of them. But at the same time, that's also when a woman really needs to be taken care of too, because there is so much going on. I have family members who think that kind of sounds ridiculous, and they'll say, oh, I had 2 kids, I had 3 kids, don't you think you're being a little bit dramatic? Or, don't you think that's a little babyish? Come on, we're grown-ups. I raised my kids. I did what I had to do. And I just think that response is kind of toxic because everybody has different situations. Some people are really greatly supported when they have a baby. Their spouse can be at home a lot, cook, help with the cleaning, help with the other kids, help with the laundry. Some people, maybe their mother's close by and can come over, or they have a friend who comes over, and that's awesome. But there's a lot of people who don't have that. There's a lot of women who kind of just have to handle things on their own. And at first, you might tell yourself that it's fine and it's okay and I can do it. But then what happens is after a while, it gets really tiring to do all of that on your own. And then we start to get a little bit lax in what we're doing with our own care, which then opens the door to different health issues. And so I think during that postpartum period, I kind of feel like that's where it all starts with women's health. Of course, women who do not have children, they're not going through all of that, but maybe there's other things that women go through that kind of knock them down, whether it's something within their career or, there's other life changes that happen. But birth and the postpartum period, I believe, especially because I work with moms, I believe that is the fertile ground for things to get a little bit sticky with our health. So today, I just want to touch on that a little bit with the support. So I understand what it's like to maybe not have the best support. I'm definitely blessed in a lot of ways with loved ones and friends, but I have gaps just like anybody else. And it's really important to, number one, acknowledge that, give yourself grace if you're feeling sad about it, lonely, maybe it's affecting your motivation or, just affecting you in a negative way. Just be still with that and give yourself lots of grace and let yourself feel it. And then talk to somebody about it who you trust and who you know loves you and will listen to you. And then another thing is maybe talk to a professional and ask them for their advice on how to fill that gap, how to seek support, or how to, create your village, so to speak. I did that with my health coach. He was very helpful in making me see that I did need more support than I thought. And at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, as a health coach, we talk about primary foods. And so this is a very important primary food in motherhood, is having your village. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a ton of people. It's just, do you have one or two people who you can count on to help you when you need help? And are you comfortable enough with them that you can actually speak up and ask for help? Because a lot of times women will say, "Oh, I don't want to bother them," or "I can just do it myself, it's fine," because maybe they feel like they're being a pain in the butt or whatever, which I've been there too. But I learned pretty quickly, once I was having health issues, I learned that I needed to ask for help and accept help. So I just wanted to leave you with those thoughts today. And in the meantime, please reach out, comment, get in touch if you have any questions, or if there are any topics that you would like me to touch on more on this channel. Okay? All right, thank you, and have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.